So I thought I would show you my new Herbal first aid kits and everything that you can find in them. So this is the larger size. It is a more colorful one. And then I also have the red ones. This one is empty right now, so it looks smaller, but yeah. And then the smaller ones are just in a little pouch like this. So all three types are still available, and I'm going to show you kind of what's in each. So let's start with the larger. These are really cool little cases, and I have this pretty jam-packed, okay? So we've got charcoal. So this is activated charcoal, and it's good for stomach ailments. Like if you happen to get food poisoning or feel a flu coming on, you can put some of this, mix it with either water or actually 100% grape juice. Also helps. There's something in the grape juice that helps settle the stomach. So you combine that with the charcoal, and I just add like a little bit. You can do a teaspoon or so of that in there. And then drink it, and it soaks up the toxins that are in your stomach, and it can help you from vomiting, or maybe vomit less than you would. And you can do that more than once if you need to until you start feeling better. The other thing you can do with this is make a paste out of it and put it on a bug bite. I actually just did that with somebody in our family who had a bug bite that was bugging her, so I made a little paste. Now this is kind of thin. You can do thin, you can do a little thicker, and then I just put it right on the bite, and it's going to draw out the toxins. So activated charcoal is a great thing to have around. I have this in both kits. It is in a little different bottle for the smaller kits, and I don't have this one full yet, but this is the kind of bottle that it comes in. And when I run out of these, it'll come in this for the bigger kits too. But they're the same ounces. So, yeah. So that is found in both kits. And then, now I do have an instruction card that will go through all of this, plus a little more, and just explain how to use what. So, if you're in a panic, you get this, and you know you have an emergency and you're looking for what to do, you can pull out that instruction card and it will help you. I've got some salves in this one. It's got a skin salve and a pain salve. So the skin salve, and these are just little 1 ounce containers, but the skin salve is good for any sort of skin ailments, bites, rashes, and like chapped skin, that kind of thing. It's got plantain in it. Plantain is really good for bites and yeah, good stuff like that. And then the soothing salve for aches and pains, joints. This is for like if you have any sort of muscle aches, pains, sudden achy knees, stuff like that. This one comes in a large kit. This one comes in both kits, the large and the small. This is garlic mullein ear oil, and it's just in a little 5 milliliter dropper, and that's because you don't have to use very much of this at one time. So this is for ear aches, and it may even help for like those popping, stuffy ears when you switch altitudes and your ears aren't quite opening up. But for the ear aches, it definitely is helpful. You stick this little bottle, you want to take the cap off. It's a dropper bottle. You're going to take the dropper out and then put this in either like a little pan on the stove with warm water. Stick it in there, or you can warm up water in like a tea kettle or electric kettle and then pour that into a cup and then put this in there. There is a waterproof label on here, so that should be fine. And then you're just going to put it in the water. Don't cover it and don't get water inside the bottle, but put it in water like to about there and let it soak a little bit and get warm. You want this room temperature, a little bit warmer. You don't want it hot. And then you're just going to take the dropper and you're going to put droppers in your ear. And then sit there and let it soak in a little bit. You can put a cotton ball over that if you would like. And then the other dropper bottle, and these are in the larger kit. Okay, so the other dropper bottle is, and I don't have the label on this yet, obviously, but this is fractionated coconut oil. So it is to dilute essential oils if needed. And in the larger kit, we have a thing of essential oils. And they come in this cute little case. We've got lemon. Lemon is good, and all the oils I use are 100% therapeutic grade essential oils. I prefer doTERRA, and these are the ones I use in here. Lemon is good for uplifting. Lemon's good for uplifting. Sometimes people can find it helpful with for a little nausea. Just smell it. If you do put this on the back of your neck, just know don't go out in the sun because it is photosensitive and you can burn there. So, you can also dilute it with the coconut oil if you need to. Now, lemon and peppermint and lavender, which are all in here, can be mixed together, like layered on the bottoms of your feet, can be very helpful for allergies. So then we've got, wait on that one, we've got lavender. And like I said, it can be mixed with the lemon and peppermint for allergies. Lavender is also very calming, relaxing. If you find yourself in a ramped up situation, maybe overwhelmed with family, maybe overwhelmed with whatever, put a little lavender on the back of your neck, smell it, and it can help you just relax and calm down. Peppermint. Oh, lavender is also good for burns or cuts and that kind of thing. If you get a burn, put a drop of lavender right on. Now there's 20 drops of oil in each of these bottles, and I know the bottles look a little big, but there's 20 drops in here, and these oils go a long way. You only need a drop at a time, and so you don't need very much. So these will last you a while. Peppermint. Peppermint is awakening. It helps you wake up. It can help with a headache. You can put it on your temples. This is one that can sometimes be a hotter oil. So if you need to dilute it, like put a little bit on your temples for a headache and then dilute it and put the coconut oil on, that can be very helpful. It can also help with stomach ache. You can put this on your stomach and like around your belly button or in your belly button, but you will want to dilute it if you do that. And one cool thing about peppermint essential oil that a lot of people aren't aware of is it can help with constipation. So if you find yourself constipated, you can put a drop of this in the toilet water. I know it sounds completely weird, but it's true. Put a drop of it in the toilet water and then go to the bathroom, and it helps pull that out for some reason. I don't know why, but it does work. It also helps with ladies that have just given birth and need to go to the bathroom for the first time. So very helpful stuff. Clove is very good for toothaches. So if you find yourself out and about, you're somewhere, and suddenly you have a tooth problem, your tooth is hurting, you can take a little dab of this. And so each of these have an orifice on them. You can get a drop out if you want. Could take a little bit of time, or you just put your finger over the top and tip it over for this, and then put it on wherever your toothache is at. You can dilute that down if you need to. If you can take it straight, it will numb that area. It'll numb that gum. You just want to make sure, like what I do, I'll put it on straight, put it right on, and then I'll come back and I'll put oil on my fingers to keep it from me getting clove everywhere else, because you get clove in your eyes and it's gonna burn. And by the way, quick tip, if you do get essential oils in your eyes or anything like that, do not try to flush it out with water, because that will drive it in more. You want to use milk, you want to use coconut oil. So in this case, take your little dropper and put that on your eye too, and it will help take that sting away. So those are the essential oils in this kit. These are only in the larger kit and not the smaller kit. Tried to make the smaller kit as cost effective as possible while still being very helpful. Okay, so then let's talk this inhaler. This is a shock inhaler. This can be very helpful in those times of shock. So say you just got in an accident. Like, I hit a deer a couple months ago, and this stuff was very helpful. I had a bottle of bergamot, pulled it out, and it helps. So this is bergamot and Roman chamomile, which are both calming, relaxing, and can just help chill your brain out. So this inhaler, you want to keep this cap on or the pad will fall out, okay? This bottom thing. This is the cap or the lid for the actual inhaler. You unscrew this, pull it off, and then see you've got the little holes there. You got a pad that is saturated in oil inside of here. I would just leave that alone. Don't pull it out, don't touch it, because your fingers are going to get on the oils and it's just going to ruin the pad. So you simply do that. Just inhale it. You're going to add a prayer with it. That's what I typically do. Just inhale it. Thank the Father that you're safe. Thank, whatever's going on, whatever reason you may have shock, just inhale it, close your eyes, and take a deep breath. This can be very helpful in times of that. You can do this to somebody else. So if you come up on somebody or you're with somebody and there's an emergency and they may be going through shock, do this with them. Put it in front of their nose, inhale, and yeah, and this is in both kits. And then we've got an antiseptic spray. And the antiseptic spray, it has marshmallow tincture in it, witch hazel, lavender, and tea tree essential oils. You spray it onto the wound to clean it. So say you have a cut, use this like you would any other antiseptic spray. I suggest shaking it first, especially if it's been sitting for a while, and then spray it on your cut to clean it, and then you can keep doing what else you need to do. And that one is in the large kit. And speaking of cuts, I've got Stop Bleeding powder. So this is yarrow, cannelin clay, and cayenne powder. And you just take a pinch of the powder, depending on the size of the wound, right? And put it in the area that is bleeding. And apply pressure. You can add a Band-Aid to it if you need to. There are Band-Aids in here to help keep it in place. So bleeding should slow within a few minutes. So if you clean it real quick first and then stick this Stop Bleeding powder on it, it should be helpful. Helichrysum is another thing for that. I did not include helichrysum in this. Helichrysum is the essential oil. You can drop it on and it helps stop the bleeding. It can also help stitch the cut together a little bit. I did not put that in here because, quite frankly, it's a more expensive oil and it made the kits a lot more than was feasible for me. So you can get that separate. If you want helichrysum, let me know. But the Stop Bleeding powder should help a lot too. Okay, and then we've got, so I've got several different bandages in here. Oh, the Stop Bleeding powder is in the smaller kit as well. So I've got a wrap. This is a longer 4x4 wrap for what's needed. This is tape to use if you need for your bandages. There's gauze pads. There's smaller Band-Aids. There's medium-size Band-Aids / gauze pad kind of things. And I do have butterfly bandages in here as well. And the smaller kit does contain bandages as well. It doesn't have the big wrap. It's got gauze pads and the smaller, some of the medium band-aids and the smaller band-aids. And then I've got some ginger chews. So these are just simple little ginger candies. These can be very helpful for nausea going down the road. Say you have a kiddo that has motion sickness, you can do that. This may also be helpful with motion sickness. You can have them smell it with that Roman chamomile in there. It can be a little helpful as well. Okay, and then we're going to go over to our other side here. And there are ginger chews in the smaller one too. Okay, and then in the bigger kit, you're going to find some different teas that can be helpful. So this is Runs No More. Now, don't let the name fool you. It's got organic red raspberry leaf and catnip in it. These can be very good for diarrhea. So say you're out and about and you have a sudden bout of diarrhea. Maybe you're visiting family for, family time, whatever. And you're experiencing some of this stuff. That's why this is a great kit to bring on you with when you're traveling and visiting family or anything like that. So you simply take a teaspoon of this and put it in. So this kit does come with one silicone tea bag. And with these, you just pop the bottom off, put a teaspoon of tea in here, and then warm water, hot water, put this in, and then I always cover my teas because you want to keep all of the properties that are going to be steeped into your water, you want to keep them inside instead of it all going out into the air. So I like to cover them. And yeah, and then you just enjoy this. So you can put a little bit of raw honey in here if you need to help with the taste. Remember, these are medicinal teas, so they're not all the best tasting, but they will help with whatever they're needed. This can also be helpful with fever. So if you have sudden bouts of fever on, you can use this. You can also make the tea and then make a compress out of it, meaning put a washcloth in it, wring it out, and then put that on the forehead, the back of the neck, whatever, to kind of help bring the fever down if you need to. Maybe if you have a smaller kiddo and they can't drink the tea, you can try a compress. Just cool the compress before you place it on. I've also used this for colicky babies before. Same kind of thing. Brew the tea, warm it, or get it warm but cool it down, and then you can put it in a little dropper and get it like room temperature, if not a little colder for the kiddos. Put it in a little dropper and drop it in their mouth, and it can help with a colicky baby. All right, Breathe Easy tea. This has lavender aniseed and wild cherry bark. This is my go-to for asthma, personally for me. So if I feel like I have an asthma attack coming on, I will brew me some of this tea the exact same way we did that, right? And I normally let my stuff steep for at least 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes for medicinal purposes is what you want to do normally. So especially with this one because it's got that bark in there, that cherry bark, so it takes a little bit longer to break that down. But I can normally catch an asthma attack if I do this fast enough. And so I just love it. But it's good for any sort of coughs, anything like that. So it's a good one to have around for those sudden something's coming on issues. This is Comfrey and Horsetail Blend. So this one is for, say somebody has broke a bone, okay? And I'm not saying this is going to heal your broken bone like magic and knit it together. No. But it can help with that process of healing. And so you make a compress or a poultice out of this. A compress, like we just said, is making the tea, dipping the rag into it, wringing it out, and putting that on. A poultice would be mashing the herbs together and then with a little bit of water and then taking that paste, placing that with a rag over the hurt area. And then leaving that on for a little while. Now, you don't want to do this on broken skin. So if there's a cut and that's open, don't do this then, okay? but this can be very helpful during those times. Okay, and then the peppermint tea. So peppermint can be very helpful. Again, I did the essential oil and the tea because both can be very helpful. The peppermint tea can be good for headaches, stomach aches, some energy, any of those kind of things. Even like if you are around a lot of family and you just need some calming effect, cooling, do this. It's also good for cooling. So say it's a hot day and you're really hot, you can make this tea by steeping it in hot water and then pour it over some ice cubes for a nice, cooling, refreshing drink that will help cool your core temperature down. So these are the things in the first aid kit, my herbal first aid kits, and why I put them in there. And then same thing with this one. The only thing I did put in this, because this one is more for, you're definitely like want to keep this in your car or you're going to go hiking, that kind of thing around for this. This is for those absolute emergency things. I do have a little jar in here for mixing the charcoal if you need to for a spider bite. So other than that, that's what's in here and that's what's in there. And let me know, drop it in the comments if you have any questions, if, you know, maybe you have other ideas. I really had to whittle down what I was going to put in here because I wanted to put so much, but I can't do that and stay cost effective, obviously. So let me know if you've tried any of these. I'll put the link to where you can get these kits in the comments. Please don't forget to subscribe and like my channel. And I can't wait for you to try some of these first aid kits. Talk to y'all later. Have a blessed day.